But let's just pretend that was the case, that Hamas was operating out of the building, just like the Israeli government says. You blow up the entire building, damn the civilians? That makes sense? That's just like if someone committed a crime, the cops shoot up a car 30 plus times with a 3-month-old in the car and murder the 3-month-old. Whoops. It's happened.
Keep it 100, I be feeling like Campbell soup over white rice, baked chicken with the skin on, yeah, Lowry's with black pepper, I'm fully seasoned with laughter.
What's going on, Descendants? It's your boy Dre, and welcome to my channel, Keep It 100 Dre. So before I get started, I want to say Kerri Barber, she interviewed Jason Sawa. He's a civilian in Gaza, and he explains exactly what's going on the ground there. It's a very amazing interview, and I really need you to go watch it. It's going to be the first link in the description below. So now, let's get started on the video. So, as most of you know, or maybe don't know, Gaza is the world's largest open-air prison. According to a report by NPR, 95% of municipal water is undrinkable, and 60% of homes don't have access to potable drinking water on a consistent basis. According to Human Rights Watch, Palestinians get just 4 hours of electricity per day if they're lucky. Gaza youth unemployment is at 70%, and overall unemployment is at 43%, and this is before the pandemic. Also, there's no airport in Gaza, so the people who live there, they're trapped. Getting in and out is extremely difficult, and the civilians there live in dire circumstances. That's why it's called the world's largest open-air prison, because over 2 million people who live there have no way out. Israel restricts food, medicine, water, and other resources from those living there, and of course, Israel bombs them. So some idiot MSNBC listener thought that I made up the term open air prison. Are you surprised he's an MSNBC listener? So after Israel bombed Gaza again, including bombing their media building, so the reason they bombed their media building is because they want to make it much harder for the atrocities they're committing to be reported on. So after their media buildings was bombed, Joe Biden, who's a pro-genocidal maniac, just like Donald Trump, just like Obama, just like Bush, just like Clinton, and so on, he approved a $735 billion weapon deal to Israel. Right after they bombed the building and killed at least 40 children, Joe Biden approves a $735 billion weapons deal to them. And he did so they can do it again. So the Israeli government claims the reason why they bombed the media building of the media organizations like Al Jazeera, the Middle East Eye, and the AP is because terrorists was operating out of the building. So today, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, he said there was absolutely no evidence that Hamas was operating out of that building. But let's just pretend that was the case, that Hamas was operating out of the building, just like the Israeli government says. You blow up the entire building, damn the civilians? That makes sense? That's just like if someone committed a crime, the cops shoot up a car 30 plus times with a 3-month-old in the car and murder the 3-month-old. Whoops. It's happened. That makes perfect sense, huh? So as Noam Chomsky says, Israel is only able to commit these atrocities because the US approves of it. We give Israel $4 billion annually to continue committing genocide against the Palestinians. And we give them this $4 billion in aid annually, while Americans here don't have Medicare for all. And Israel has Medicare for all. In America, 33,000 people die a year because they lack health care, while we give aid to Israel to kill people. That's the country we live in. So this is why I got so upset about a month ago when I made a video on AOC's terrible response on the Israel-Palestine conflict. Her giving a completely equivocating response, saying absolutely nothing.
What actions do you think can be taken to support movements towards peace, both between Israelis and Palestinians, as well as within the entire region, such as the Abraham Accords?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, earlier just now, you and I were talking about the what and the how.
Yes.
And I think that when we talk about establishing peace, centering people's humanities, protecting people's rights, it's not just about the what and the end goal, which often gets a lot of focus. But I actually think it's much more about the how and the way that we are coming together and how we interpret that what and how we act in the actions that we take to get to that what. And so what this really is about is that it's a question more than anything else about process. And so we really need to make sure that that we are valuing a process where all parties are respected and have, a lot of equal opportunity to really make sure that we are negotiating good faith, et-cetera. That being said, I think that there's just this one central issue of settlements, because if the what that has been decided on is two state, then the action of settlements it's not the how to get to that what. And so, I think that that's a central thing that we need to make sure that we center, and that we value Jewish and rather we value Israeli. We value the safety and the human rights of Israelis. We value the safety and the human rights of Palestinians in that process that is similar and that on equal footing. And so all of that is extremely important in that process.
She changed her tune now as of late, but she should have been saying that the entire time, that Israel is committing a genocide against Palestinians, like you were saying before. So that's all I gotta say for this video. I really appreciate you watching. If you like the content, like and subscribe to the channel to turn on the post notifications so you know when I post videos in the future, because YouTube will not show you my videos if you do not do so. That's very important. But I gotta leave you with one more thing before the video is over, and that's the word of the day. The word of the day for today is equivocate. Equivocate is spelled EQUIVOCATE. The definition of equivocate is use ambiguous language as to conceal the truth or avoid committing oneself. So now I will attempt to use equivocate in a sentence. It is not okay when politicians equivocate on the Israel-Palestine conflict. They must call out Israel for what they're doing, and that's committing a genocide and occupying Palestinian land. Hopefully I used that in the sentence correctly. So again, if you like the content, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you know I post videos in the future, because YouTube will not show you my videos unless you do so. And again, watch Kerri Barber's interview of Jason Sawa. It's an amazing interview. It's going to be a first link in the description below. So please watch it right after watching the video. So again, I really appreciate you watching my video. 100%. Peace.
Well, I've been stacking up. Nah, really, that ain't accurate. Cause I just spent my whole damn advance in the past couple months just to compensate for times we ain't have enough. Ooh.